Okay, through this video, our community will answer the questions that mostly frequently asked by the ladies out there about marrying a Pakistani man. So the first question, my Pakistani man wants to marry a Pakistani girl who is chosen by his parents. How do I convince the parents to accept me? How to cancel the engagement? Many foreign girls ask about this one when they date a Pakistani man, and then at the end he wants to marry a Pakistani girl. So how to convince the parents? Well, actually you can't. The one who needs to convince the parents is your Pakistani man himself. You cannot just show up to the parents and then say, oh, I love him, and then blah blah blah, and then I want to marry him, please bless us, and such a thing like that. So this kind of thing, it's not a Pakistani thing. If the Pakistani parents don't like you, don't expect that they will meet you or listen to what you are saying to them. It won't work. So the best thing is, it depends on your Pakistani man. If he truly loves you and then wants to marry you, he needs to convince his parents, and then he needs to show his parents about your background, your personality, your pictures, your family, and all. And then it depends again to their parents if they like your profile or not. And then if they don't like you, they don't like your profile, our community suggests you never ever to get married with your Pakistani man without the bless of the parents, because it will cause you in the future, which is actually in a negative way. You will have many conflict and then drama with your parents-in-law, which is actually not good for you. And then many of our members as well who got married without their parents' consent. So actually the Pakistani parents don't really like them. They ended up regretting their decisions to marry their Pakistani man because too many dramas, and it's difficult for them. So the second question is, my Pakistani man has a wife in Pakistan, but he loves me and still wants to have a relationship with me. If you do this kind of thing, then you sacrifice your own future. There are many good men out there. You maybe will meet the one day, but you just block all of the chances only for this married man or the man who is taken or engaged with someone else, unless you want to be a second wife. And then if you want to be second wife as well, then you need to know that to live in polygamy marriage is not that easy. And then if the Pakistani parents don't know about your existence and then they don't like you as well, then that's going to be difficult for you, especially if you have children. The Pakistani family will not recognize your children, and then they will not accept you and then your children as well. And then that is actually not a good options, unless you want to be a second wife, Pakistani family knows about you and then they accept you, then that's going to be another story. Third question is, my Pakistani man asked me to be his second wife and marry him without the first wife's consent. Can I marry him? He said he would not live in Pakistan as he is working outside Pakistan. Well, actually, in Pakistan, there is a law that if a Pakistani man get married without the first wife's consent, the first wife can sue him and put him in jail, and then he will get fined. But these days, the rules quite changed. So a Pakistani man can get married without the first wife consent only by getting permissions letter by the Union Council. But with this kind of rules is still on debate. Some say that they will change again the rule back to the first one, that the first wife can sue the husband. But we don't know yet what will happen in the future. But based on Pakistani law, then the first wife can sue her husband. So this is not a good options if you go for this. And then as I said beforehand, that if the Pakistani family or parents don't like you, don't know about you, then it will bring disadvantage for you in the future. your Pakistani man said that he will not live in Pakistan as he's working outside Pakistan, you shouldn't believe this one, because he is a Pakistani, and then many of Pakistani men will return to their home country one day for retirement or for taking care of their parents if something happened with their parents. Like, for example, one of the parents passed away, then he needs to return to Pakistan to take care of the family, to take care of the family business, or maybe he gets old and then he wants to return to Pakistan to retire in Pakistan and then spend his time there, and then even die in Pakistan. One day he will return to Pakistan, even though right now he's working outside Pakistan. I'm not a Muslim and my Pakistani man is a Muslim. Can I marry him? And then the next one is, I'm older than my Pakistani man. Can I marry him? Next one, I'm a black woman. Can I marry my Pakistani man? Well, if you are not a Muslim, as long as you are Christians, Catholic, or Jewish, you can marry a Muslim man. And then you also can marry him in Pakistan, because Pakistan law recognize interfaith marriage between Muslim men with Christian, Catholic, and Jewish women. But Pakistan doesn't recognize the marriage of Muslim men with atheists or Buddhist or Hindu. So if you are not a Jew, Muslim or Christian, then you can't marry Muslim Pakistani based on Pakistan law. If you are older than your Pakistani man, it depends on your age. If there is too many different age gap, like 10 years old, 15 years old, and then especially you can't get pregnant because of your age. This is actually not a common thing. Things happen in Pakistan. Mostly the Pakistani men who married older women, especially who is not able to get pregnant anymore due to their age, they just want to take advantage from them. Maybe they want a green card, a visa, or a money, or such a thing like that. But mostly happen, this man wants green card, visa to live in developed country. Older woman, even though this is a bitter truth, but it's the easiest prey. They think that to get married with older woman, that's easier than a younger woman, and then that is actually the fastest way for them to get a green card or visa to live in developed country. So this is not a common thing happen in Pakistan. Normally the bride will be younger than the man, even very young, like early 20, below 30. That is actually the requirements when they look for a girl to marry their son in Pakistan. And having children is actually still important in Pakistan. The parents will want to have grandchildren. So yes, so of course why they choose a healthy and young woman, one of the reason is because to have children. It doesn't matter about your skin color, but we have to say, our community has to say that black skin color in Pakistan, they prefer white skin and fair skin color. If you try to look on Rista matrimonial requirements in Pakistan, they prefer beautiful white skin or fair skin girl. So yes, many people will talk about marrying black man or woman in Pakistan, and then many people will stare at you as well, and then that is actually not their best options when they look for suitor to their children. But it doesn't mean that you cannot marry a Pakistani man or girl. There are some Pakistani men and also girls as well who marry black skin color. That's a genuine marriage. So that's not only about the visa, but if you live in developed country, you are a citizen of developed country, and then you have a PR, then you should be more cautious, because maybe they want to marry you to get a green card. I'm not a Pakistani. Will the Pakistani parents love and accept me? Well, actually, most of Pakistani parents, they prefer having Pakistani daughter-in-law because they think it doesn't need a lot of adjustment. But it doesn't mean that you cannot marry a Pakistani man. It depends on the parents again. Some parents can accept a foreign daughter-in-law, but you need to adjust yourself a lot to suit with their culture, because mostly they will not adjust to your culture, so you are the one who need to adjust a lot to them. And then if you fail to do this, then of course in the future there will be many complaints comes from their parents, and then they will blame, yeah, that's because you marry a foreigner, so she cannot adjust, and then such a thing like that.